have a new story update today. So, do you remember the man who goes to his wife's village for a funeral? They go with their little girl. This man has never met any member of her family before, except her big sister who has died. And even though his wife tells him not to worry and that she can go by herself, he insists. And they go together to her village to attend the funeral. And if you've not watched the story, I'm going to leave the thumbnail on the screen. Go and watch it before you watch the updates. And welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing amazing today. I hope the body is doing good. If you are new here, I'm Vera, but you can call me V. And I share real life stories that will shock you, break your heart, inspire you, and sometimes make you laugh. So if this is something you love, please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Today's shout out goes to Harriet Osai Mensah. It's me, Nafa, and Osayi Obomo. They were the first people to comment on my last video. Thank you so much for the support, babes. I love you. And now without any further delay, let's go to the updates. First of all, thank you to everyone who listened to my story, shared their thoughts, and really took the time to break everything down. Whether you agreed with me or not, I appreciate every single comment, every point of view, and every person who cared enough to respond. This update is for all of you. One question kept coming up over and over again. Was I wrong for insisting that we go to the village? And I want to answer that honestly. When my wife's sister passed away, she was crushed. This was the only sibling I had ever met. I had seen how close they were. I had watched my wife cry in a way I hadn't seen in years. So for me, insisting we go wasn't about being stubborn or ignoring her feelings or forcing her into anything. It was about support. It was about standing with my wife in her grief. It was about doing what I believed any husband should do when their partner is hurting. Yes, she hesitated. She said the journey would be stressful. She said the village was far. She said she didn't want Narrator to experience a sad environment. But at no point did she say, there is danger, my family is unsafe, something terrible happened to me there. Nothing she said hinted at the truth, not even close. If she had sat me down, even one time, and told me, I am scared of my family, I don't feel safe, I don't want my daughter near them, I would never have argued. I would have carried her pain like it was my own, and we would have stayed far away. But I walked into that village blind, not because I didn't care, but because I trusted her. I thought we were going as a family to mourn a loss, not to step into a house full of secrets. So no, I didn't insist because I didn't value her feelings. I insisted because I loved her, because I believed we were a team, because I thought supporting her was the right thing. If only I knew the real reason she didn't want us there, everything would have been different. Because while people in the comments feel she indirectly warned me, the truth is, you can't expect someone to understand a danger you never name. I didn't ignore her. I simply didn't know what she was hiding. I've also seen some people call me heartless, cold, quick to judge, too harsh on my wife. But let me explain something as calmly as I can. The moment my daughter became involved, everything changed. That night, when I heard her talking, when I walked into her room, when I saw that window wide open, every parental instinct in my body woke up. She was 5 years old. 5. Small, innocent, trusting. And she told me with a calm face, the nice lady was sitting on my bed. She said she will come for me soon. Tell me, how is any father supposed to hear that and relax? And then I saw her with a sweet in her hand that I didn't give to her. And she said, the nice lady gave it to me. That was a stranger approaching my child in a village I barely knew, surrounded by a family I already felt uneasy around. Some people said I overreacted, but to me, protecting Narrator wasn't a reaction. A father doesn't wait for proof when something feels wrong. A father doesn't sit down to debate logic when a child's safety is at stake. A father acts. And that is exactly what I did. Especially because the village didn't feel normal. Everyone was secretive. My wife was nervous. A family acted strangely around Rita. I was trying to keep my daughter safe. That was my first instinct. And even now, it is still my first instinct. So if protecting my child makes me heartless, then I accept that label. And I will never apologize for that. I want to speak directly to the people who defended my wife. The ones who said she was traumatized. She grew up in fear. She didn't know any better. And I want you to know, I hear you. I understand where you are coming from. When my wife finally opened up and told me what happened to her in that house, my heart broke. Not just because of what she survived, but because of how young she was when it started, how long it lasted, how alone she must have felt. No child should ever go through what she went through. No daughter should ever fear her own father. No teenager should ever be ignored when crying out for help. Her trauma is real. Her pain is real. And I will never dismiss that. But here is the part that hurts. The part that I am still struggling with. The part some people don't want to hear. Being a victim does not erase the responsibility of being a parent. You can be traumatized. You can be broken. You can be scared. And still, you must protect your child. Because parenting doesn't wait for healing. It doesn't pause for trauma. It doesn't stop because your past is painful. My wife grew up in a house full of silence, fear, and secrets. And maybe that silence became normal for her. Maybe she truly believed her mother when she said it is all in the past. Maybe she was trying to convince herself more than me. And even with all that, she still made a choice. She chose to bring our daughter to the same house that destroyed her childhood. She chose to trust the same people who betrayed her. She chose to hide the truth from me and from Rita. And that is something I can't ignore. I can love her as a person. I can understand her as a survivor. I can feel compassion for the girl she used to be. But as the mother of my child, she failed in the most important moments. She was broken, but she still brought our innocent little girl into the same environment that broke her. That is the painful truth. I can feel sorry for her and still hold her accountable. I can empathize with her past and still protect my daughter's future. Both can be true at the same time. She keeps saying, I am sorry. I didn't think it would happen again. My mother said they've changed. I didn't know how to tell you. But nothing she said erased what happened. Nothing changed the fact that she had hidden an entire childhood of trauma from me for 80 years. Right now, the trust we have built for years, that foundation is cracked. I have made my final decision, and trust me, it was not made overnight. It happened slowly. After we got back, one afternoon, I overheard her on the phone call. She thought I was outside. She was speaking to her mother. And let me ask you, even after everything we discovered, everything that came out, everything Grace exposed, why is she still talking to her mother? Her mother was still trying to twist the story. I heard her mother saying, don't let your husband destroy this family. We did our best. Don't bring shame on us. Imagine this nonsense. And the worst part, my wife, my daughter's mother, she didn't shut it down. After everything, she didn't shut it down. She didn't disagree. She didn't say, Mommy, what you did was wrong. She didn't say, my daughter's safety comes first. Instead, I heard her whisper, I am trying, Mama, but he's so angry. Not the man who abused her. He, the man protecting his child, her own husband. That was the moment something inside me just cracked open. Later that evening, she told me her father was calling her, that he wanted her to come so he can explain. That people can really change, and that what happened was in the past. Family is family, and she wants me to give them another chance. Can you believe this? She looked at me and said, they are still my family. I just can't cut them off. Meanwhile, the family she was clinging to was the same family that hurt her, silenced her, abandoned her sister Grace, lied for decades, and nearly endangered our daughter. That is when I understood the truth. She wasn't choosing them over me. She was choosing them over her own healing, over our child's safety. That was the moment I knew staying under the same roof was not safe for my daughter or for my peace of mind. Her trauma was deep, her conditioning was powerful, and her loyalty was dangerous. And that night, I realized if she couldn't break free from the family that destroyed her childhood, then I had to break free to protect our child. And so I made a decision I never thought I would have to make in my life. I left. I took Rita to my mother's house. My mom didn't ask a lot of questions. She just looked at my face, looked at my daughter, opened her arms, and simply said, "Come inside, both of you." Right now, I have gotten an apartment close to Rita's school. We are not completely moved in yet. I am still at my mother's. As for my wife, I am not her enemy. I am not denying her access to her child. But things can never go back to the way they were. Not after everything that came out. Not after she knowingly walked back into that house. Not after she told me she cannot cut them off. Healing is possible, but I am no longer responsible for healing her. My priority is my daughter. And finally, to everyone who commented on my story, whether you defended me or dragged me, whether you called me heartless or responsible, whether you understood me or completely disagreed with me, thank you. Truly, your comments helped me see my situation from angles I never considered. All of it helped me make this decision. I am not perfect. I made mistakes. But one thing I know is this. When it comes to protecting my child, I will never fold again. Ever. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the honesty, even the harsh parts. Rita is safe. We are rebuilding. And from here on, we move forward. So that is your update. And I agree with him. Some of you were blaming him. You were saying that his wife warned him. Did she? Did she really? The only thing she said was, "My village is far. I don't want you to see me sad. I don't want to stress you out." That was what she said. She never told him Rita will be in danger there. She never told him her dad and brother are pedophiles. She never said anything like that. And like he stated, he went with her because he wanted to be there for his wife. Who wouldn't? Especially since this man has never really met her family. He was curious. This is normal. I don't know why you were giving it to this man in the comment section. I don't think he did anything wrong. Now, I agree his wife is traumatized. But please be honest with me. She's a woman. She's a mother. How can you take your daughter back to the house where you were hurt, where your father raped you, just because your mom, who never protected you, told you they've changed? Come on, let's be honest here. Who does that? I am 100% behind this man. I agree with his decision. He's doing the right thing. He's protecting his daughter. This woman has a lot of healing to do. And before she can heal, she has to cut that family off. And she's not ready to do that. The conditioning is so powerful. She cannot even leave them. This man is just doing what is right for his child. Oh. This woman went through a lot when she was a child and she needs to heal. And she has to do it for herself. She has to accept that her family is toxic. Her family is fucked up. She has to accept it first. Nobody can make her accept that. And the fact that she's not ready to cut ties with them, she's not ready to accept that. You know what? I'm talking too much. But yeah, let me hear your thoughts down below. Do you still think this man is overreacting? Do you still think his decision is wrong? Leave your thoughts down below. And now, that this is a judgment-free zone. We listen, we don't judge. So please be kind to him in the comment section. And if you've not subscribed yet, come and join the family, babe. Please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Okay, I'm done. Bye.